I got an idea. You know this original character from Generation 1? Let's give him a crappy head and remold him from a crappy toy. Hey guys, what's up? I'm Brian here, doing another video for you guys, and this time it's another Before It's Out video. Now, if you guys don't know what Before It's Out is, basically it's a web series where I'm taking a look at a Transformers toy before it gets released, so I'm taking a look at the stock images and basing my opinions off the information that we know. So take everything with a grain of salt. This isn't my opinions of the toy in hand, so I just wanted to say that. Anyways, for today's video, we are taking a look at the Transformers The Last Night Autobots Unite Hot Rod. Now, if you guys don't know what Autobots Unite is, basically it's a series for the Walmart exclusive toy line, which seems to be specifically Hot Rod. I don't know what's exactly with that, but I'm not going to argue with that because there's a Walmart pretty close by, so I'm fine with it. Anyways, with that said, let's take a look at Hot Rod, starting off with the alt mode. Now, I'm going to clarify, he is mostly a remold of the Lockdown figure, but what I will say is that they did better than the Lockdown. I thought he was just going to be a straight-up repaint of the Lockdown figure with a new head. Nope, he's actually got a lot of differences. And it's funny, because this one is a remold, and for a lot of the other Hot Rod figures that we're going to get, they are just basic remolds. A lot of them just change the head, but the alt mode doesn't really look closely to the Lamborghini that it's meant to look like. This is the closest we've gotten, and I think it's a beautiful looking Lamborghini. I can't remember exactly what it's called, a Lamborghini something like that, I don't know. Someone's going to correct me. But as far as this is concerned, I love the look of the alt mode. It still has the Lamborghini logo, which is fantastic. Autobot logo's on the side, which isn't as obnoxious as the Decepticon logos on this guy. And he just fell over, which I don't really care. And I also really like that his windows are completely covered. If you guys don't recall, on the Lockdown figure, they decided to make these gaps in the windows, and it looked bad. But for this guy, he feels a little more complete, which I really do like. I like the wheels on this guy. It is different than the Lockdown figure, which kind of had these crappy looking wheels. Yes, I'm going to mention this toy quite a bit, because he sucks. Anyways, I also like the orange around the window. I didn't notice that till just now. The orange at the bottom of the alt mode, while it's not a lot of orange, I do like that they just add that. And the stripe along that is just very nice and fine. I love that little bit of detail. He needs a little bit of orange on the front of the grille, at least what I can recall. He has actually quite a bit of that color on the front of the car. I think it's like yellow or orange. I can't remember if it is actually orange or if it's yellow and for the toy they're just making it orange. No, I believe it is orange. But as far as this is concerned, I love the look of the alt mode. Now, as far as the robot mode is concerned, this is where we get into the Lockdown problems. Because again, I don't really like the Lockdown figure. But what I will say is they kind of fixed the Lockdown figure. First up is the chest. I don't like the body look of this guy. And while the Deluxe Hot Rod isn't exactly perfect, I gotta say they did try to change it up compared to this. It doesn't have this front section right here that gets in the way of the chest. So what they did is they decided to flatten that out a bit, which I do like. Now, it's also a problem because it makes his chest look a little too big, but it kind of reminds me of the original Generation 1 Hot Rod, where he kind of had that. So, I don't necessarily mind, and I like the fact that it's rounded off too. I don't know, I think aesthetic-wise, this isn't bad. I mean, this one just sticks out, and the parts on the sides here just stick out like a sore thumb. On the Hot Rod figure, it doesn't look too bad, but that's probably just the photo that we're looking at. There's a lot of remolded parts, not just the head. The legs are, surprisingly enough, quite a bit remolded. The lower legs are the same, but the upper legs are different and don't even include that wheel, because the wheel itself is being incorporated into the arms. Now, one of the biggest things I hate about this toy is the arms. I just think they look like crap. As far as this toy is concerned, they look pretty good. They have this more streamlined look, and the arms look like it's a part of the toy, not just this thing that they decide to slap on, which I really do like. I even don't mind these little bits on the top of the arms. Just something about that doesn't seem that bad here. He doesn't have the door wings, which I'm kind of upset by, but other than that, I actually like the look of this. I think he looks pretty good. And as far as the head is concerned, I don't like any of the Hot Rod heads for the toys themselves. I just think the eyes are too far apart and it just looks weird. This is the best version of the Hot Rod head that I've seen so far for the toys. So I gotta give him credit where credit is due. My biggest concern is, will the joints kind of wear down from this? But as far as this is concerned, I was really hoping that they weren't going to make it a repaint of the lockdown figure. And technically they didn't. They made it a remold, but I was really concerned about the fact that this was pretty much lockdown. And I was just upset by that right away. But the more I look at it, the more I like what they're doing for it. Especially with the arms. Yeah, it's got a lot of kibble, but I prefer that over this because, again, I'm sorry that I keep bringing this up, but I just have to. I just don't like this toy. So, with that out of the way, I really like the look of Hot Rod. I think this is a win, oddly enough. Now, I'm not going to get my hopes too high, because... But other than that, I think it's not bad. At least for the photo right now. So anyways, with that said, please like, comment, share, subscribe, and all those fun doodads, and I'll see you guys next time.